Today, we're going to be diving into some big stories from this week. We'll be talking about the RTruth story, where Lana's story is headed, and the biggest new teaser from the Bella twins. So let's start things off with the Lana situation. Lana has now gone through the commentary table over 7 times now. The storyline has turned into a huge meme among the community. Everyone just pokes fun at Lana for going through the table. It is weird though, because we've been hearing for weeks now that WWE's intention is to make fans feel sorry for Lana and have this be a huge babyface turn for her. But from what I'm seeing online, all I can see is people laughing at Lana going through the table rather than feeling bad for her. This is a bit weird. Definitely not the reaction WWE was trying to get, but either way, any reaction beats no reaction at all. So, it's still really sticking with the fans, and it's gotten to the point that fans look forward to Lana being put through the table. I bet WWE really wasn't anticipating for fans to react like that. But that seems to be what's going on here. The popular fan theory is that this was a punishment for Miro being on AEW. However, that idea and theory is completely wrong. Reports claim that this is by no means a punishment towards Lana, and that no one is holding a grudge against her because of Miro. In reality, this is the start of a big babyface push for Lana. So, what is it actually leading to? There's some theories going around that make a lot of sense. Some wonder if all of this could be leading up to Lana being the sole survivor on Team Raw at Survivor Series, and actually picking up the unbelievable win all by herself against Team Smackdown. The other theory is that this will end with the ultimate payback of Lana putting Nia Jax through the commentary table. That will be a true moment of the underdog finally overcoming all odds. So look for Lana to finally get her revenge on Nia Jax here in the coming weeks. RTruth Quits WWE? Yeah, that actually almost happened. So let's get into the entire story. RTruth may not have the longest matches and be involved in the main event scene right now, but he truly is a legend and still remains as one of the most entertaining characters on WWE programming. Even in his short comedic roles in WWE, RTruth is still must-see TV. He's going to entertain you. He's going to make you laugh with some of the things he says. But would you believe that we almost lost RTruth from pro wrestling? It's a true story. RTruth was recently a guest on the New Day's Feel the Power podcast and revealed how he was going to quit WWE. Truth shared this story with the New Day. Road Dogg saw me in developmental. I was almost about to quit. I was in developmental for almost 9 months. They told me I was going to be there for 6 months. I was there for 9 months. It didn't seem like anything was working out and nothing was going on. I was running out of money. I was sleeping on Daniel Bryan, Spanky, and Brian Kendrick's floor. I was ready to quit. I was discouraged because I was doing something new and different. It wasn't the typical streets. I was questioning myself. It was a whole different route that I embraced, and it was not paying off. I'm not a big wrestling star, so I was discouraged and ready to quit. I told them I'm not re-signing. I'm done. I'm going back home. I wasn't going to go back to the streets, but I didn't know what I was going to go back to. I just felt that it was too overwhelming. It was too much for me. It wasn't working out. Road Dogg came out to the TV taping and saw me rap going out to wrestle Jerry Lawler that night. Road Dogg came to my face and said, "Was that you dancing and rapping to the ring?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you want to be my tag partner?" I said, "Man, I was about to quit. I don't think this is for me. I think I bit off more than I can chew." He said, "I'll tell you what. I know you've been discouraged. You give me 1 month and I will have you on TV." I said, "Okay." It happened in less than 1 month that I was making my Raw debut. For those of you that are unaware, Road Dogg really did keep his promise. RTruth made his WWE debut alongside Road Dogg on Monday Night Raw way back in 2000, and the rest is history. RTruth would later jump around to multiple wrestling promotions before landing back in WWE and truly becoming one of the most entertaining characters that WWE has ever seen. So that was a close call for RTruth. He basically quit and was done with WWE because he felt like nothing was happening. But it was Road Dogg who helped him get on TV and light that spark back up for RTruth. Next up, we have another update on the Bella Twins. The Bellas are iconic women in WWE history. They've been with the company since they were 21, 22 years old, and they'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame soon. But are they done in the ring? That has been the burning question on everyone's mind. The Bellas had their last big main event match in 2018 when Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey headlined WWE Evolution. Unfortunately, a tragedy affected the Bellas' in-ring future. Nikki Bella, who already made a few miracle returns from her career-threatening injuries, once again injured her neck. Nikki Bella has had serious injuries with her neck dating back to several years ago. This was the last straw. She could no longer take the chance anymore and had to retire. Of course, we know that the Bellas were supposed to return in 2019 to feud with the Iconics, but Nikki's injury stopped that story from happening, and they've been sidelined ever since. Well, WWE recently tweeted about Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, asking who could stop that tag team. That's when Nikki Bella and Brie Bella quoted the tweet and accepted the challenge. The Bellas' tweet caught a lot of attention from the fans and had everyone wondering if they were seriously interested in returning. Of course, it doesn't look realistic considering that they both have newborns at home and Nikki's neck injury, but the Bellas had no issue teasing their return for that big matchup. Could this return actually happen? Technically, yes, but Brie Bella would be the only one wrestling since Nikki isn't cleared to compete. So could Brie return and have Nikki as her manager? Yeah, that could happen. But obviously, it's not the same thing as having the both of them back competing for the women's tag team titles. What did you think of the Bella Twins teaser? Would you like to see them appear again? Lastly, we have an update on some of the more questionable booking going on right now with Peyton Royce. What a roller coaster ride it's been for Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. The decision to split them up was made on the spot without any real plans being set in place. They just said, let's split them up and do nothing with them. Billie Kay is now on Smackdown, and Peyton Royce is apparently in a new tag team with Lacey Evans, and they're doing the entire act of teammates that don't really get along well. The reason why I have such a big problem with this and why this makes no sense is because of the events we just saw take place with the Iconics breakup. Peyton Royce broke up with Billie Kay and was ready to see what singles competition had in store for her. But then she all of a sudden finds herself back in a tag team division with Lacey Evans, someone she has zero story with. It makes no logical sense. If you were going to put Peyton back in a pointless tag team, then why not just keep the Iconics together after all? It makes no sense at all. And Peyton Royce recently implied that she was a bit bummed out and frustrated with what's going on. She tweeted out a sad picture of herself during Raw, and everyone basically understood that tweet as a way for her to basically imply that she wasn't happy with how things were unfolding for her on Raw. And understandably so. She left one tag team so she could just be put into another random tag team. Makes no logical sense at all. But this is the kind of moves that we basically expect to see by now. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.